I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue. And I will stay with you. We'll make it to the other side like lovers do. I'll reach my hands out in the dark and wait for yours to, until I can wait for you. I'll wait for you. 'Cause I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath, even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else believes, I'm not going down that easily. So don't give up on me. Now I'll hold on to you. No matter what this world will throw, it won't shake me loose. I'll reach my hands out in the dark and wait for yours to, until I can wait for you. I'll wait for you. 'Cause I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not yet. Even when I'm down to my last breath, even when they say there's nothing left. So don't give up on. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, no, not me. Even when nobody else believes, I'm not going down that easily. So don't give up on me. I will fight for you. I always do until my heart is black and blue.
Good morning, and welcome to our very first Stephen City Out of the Darkness experience. My name is Winter Brooks, and I'm joined here today with our planning committee. And we want to say thank you from all of us for joining us here today. Just as our community has done in our 5 previous walks, you've joined us because you care about preventing suicide. We acknowledge all of the connections that you bring with you today, whether you've lost a loved one to suicide, been engaged in your own fight against suicide, or are here to support your family and friends. We're glad that you're here with us today. We all may not have experienced suicide loss directly, but unfortunately, most of us know someone who has. By being here today, you're sending a message that reaching out for help is the strong thing to do. Our experience this year is about turning hope into action. Together, we're strong. It's because of you all that we are giving hope, advancing research, promoting advocacy, and providing education, such as Talk Saves Lives and other presentations that we've been doing, especially during the recent months. Traveling to Richmond as an advocate and speaking to our delegates about mental health and sharing about our community of Stephen City. You are helping to provide support to the many people affected by suicide through programs like the Survivor Outreach Program. This program provides to those who have lost loved ones to suicide by a visit from a trained volunteer who is also a suicide loss survivor. This way, someone who is further along in their healing journey can share their wisdom about what helped them after their loss. So by joining in today, you're sending the message that our cause of suicide prevention will never be canceled, because it can't be. We cannot let another day go by without showing that mental health is as real as physical health. You're showing others that suicide, which is currently the 10th leading cause of death in the U.S., can no longer be ignored. Suicide is a health issue that affects us all. You're part of a national movement, and today you are showing that we do not need to be together in person to raise our voices to prevent suicide. The funds you've raised for the Stevens City experience make it possible for the Virginia chapter to bring AFSP's programs to our community. By doing so, you're creating a culture that's smart about mental health. You're letting others know that they are not alone in their struggles or their loss, and you're making a difference. So today and hereafter, support one another. No one walks alone on this journey. Always be on the lookout for someone who needs help, and be there for someone who's experienced loss. You're making a difference in someone's life. It's about the little victories. Even if our event helps just one person, then I would call it a success. So this morning, we welcome Barry Lee from 92.5 Wink FM, and he will be the voice with us today supporting suicide awareness. Thank you, Barry, for your time and your continued support.
Thank you, Winter, very much. You know, I'm very honored to be here again, and I think this year, more than past years, we're going through something that we've never been through before, a worldwide pandemic, and we're stressed and we're depressed and worried about our health and the health of our loved ones. And we're reminded every day of the sickness and the death. How could it not affect all of us? And what do? They tell us to isolate, quarantine, don't hug. For those people who are already going through isolation and feeling alone, more than ever, we need to say we are together in this. We are not alone, and that's why I am so proud that this walk is continuing, even if it's virtual, that it's so important that we are together and sending that message. We want to introduce to you the planning committee: Lisa Jones, Tracy Swack, Wendy Leonard, Melissa Rohrer, Patricia Bauer, Jenny Grant, Don Puffenberger, Carol Fries, Ben Brooks, and Winter Brooks. And of course, we have to thank our sponsors. Our platinum sponsor is Trex. Our gold sponsor is American Woodmark Foundation. Silver sponsors include the Sharando Key Club, Warrior Fitness, and Likens Chiropractic. Bronze sponsor, Bank of Clark County, Rice Tire, Shine Yoga, The Home Store, Scott Auctions, ETC Consignments, and hashtag Stevens City Strong Board. In-kind sponsors, our videographer, Jeff Conrad, 92.5 Wink FM, and also supporting this year's experience, Frederick County Parks and Rec, Frederick County Sheriff Lenny Milholland, Starbucks Sean Higdon, Concern Hotline Rusty Holland, Jameswood High School Choir and Director Melissa Legg-Mauck, Texas Roadhouse, Blue Ridge Hospice, Anthony Crozen and Sue Ann Myers with self-care and music therapy. Also, Kathy Goller, Director of Virginia Chapter Board of AFSP, Ames Hart, Board Chair of Virginia Chapter of AFSP, and of course, all of our volunteers.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Fry, and I am a team member of Team Mason. I walk in memory of Mason Lee Plum.
Hi, my name is Wendy Leonard, and I'm walking to honor my son Wayne.
Hi, I'm Winter Brooks.
And I'm Ben Brooks.
And we're on Team Lean On Me. And I'm wearing white beads today in memory of our son, Stephen.
And I'm wearing blue beads to support the work of AFSP.
And together we can stop suicide.
Hi, my name is Michelle, and I am walking in memory of my brother, Buddy.
And I'm Wanda, and I'm walking in memory of my son, Buddy. We are
Fishing for Buddy.
Good morning. I'm going to be part of the Stephen City Out of the Darkness experience for the 6th year. I hope you will join us. I continue to wear the silver beads for law enforcement and military. I wear blue for the cause, and certainly gold in memory of my dad.
What's your story? What's your plan? Where you going to? Where do you stand? In this moment, take a chance. Feel the light shine down. Live your life out loud. You can dance. Hear the laughter in the air. Let your voice be heard. If you dare, take the high road to your dreams. Let the world see how what could be right now. Come with me. One step towards the edge. What will happen next? Every moment tells the story of our lives. What would happen if we try? Could we spread our wings and learn to fly? And together we could see that the world is ours. We can shine like stars. We can dream. Oh, we can dream. Oh, we can dream. Oh, we can
Each of us has their own stories and our own reasons for being here today, and we share a symbol to keep them in our sight and in our hearts. Our honor beads pay tribute to a loved one lost, a personal struggle, or a victory. They come in many colors, representing the diversity of our community's connection to the cause. Each color shows our personal connection to the cause and helps us identify you to some of the extraordinary people who are part of our community. Each person will add the color of sand that matches their beads to the large glass that signifies their reason for walking. When all the sand has been added, there are layers of each color signifying that while each person comes with their own experience, they are all united in their experience.
Jeannie wears purple beads, symbolizing the loss of two very important friends, Jeremy and J.W. Both had their own personal mental health struggles, Jeannie says, since I can no longer hug either of them or see their sweet faces, I wear these beads to honor the incredible lives that each of them led. Their infectious smiles and my fond memories of them will live forever in my heart. Jenny wears purple beads also, symbolizing the loss of a relative, Justin Payne, her nephew. He was a wonderful, funny, loving soul, a Loudoun County deputy, member of Rapid Response Unit, SWAT team, and a school resource officer. He left us on August 7th, 2019. Sometimes the soul is left with a hole in it due to mental illness. Justin would walk a mile for me, so I walked to help others who may be suffering from PTSD. Justin Jacori Payne will never be forgotten for all the wonderful things that he has done, and my love for him will keep his memories alive. Elizabeth wears teal beads in support of both family members and students who are struggling with depression and how it can contribute to thoughts of suicide. As a middle school teacher, Elizabeth is all too aware of the changes within society that are leaving our youth often face-to-face with a computer instead of a person, and experiencing feelings of being isolated and alone. She not only strives to communicate through both actions and words to her students who are in need, but also to those within her own family that are valued, that they belong, that there are people in their corner, and she is one of those people. Today, we all have joined together in their corner to further the awareness and to help provide the resources needed as we walk out of the darkness. Finally, Elizabeth strongly believes in the power of prayer and asks that we all continue to lift up in prayer all who are struggling. Wearing orange beads to symbolize the loss of her brother is Michelle. September 16th, 2016 will be a day her family will never forget. Michelle says, "It's the day my brother took his life. Buddy loved the outdoors, the beach, and especially fishing. When it came to a game of cornhole, he was hard to beat. Buddy was the life of the party." Michelle says, "I wish I knew the pain he was in, what he was dealing with, so I could have helped him. It breaks my heart to think that he thought he had to leave us. This is a heartache like no other. Some days it just sneaks up on you." Since this has happened, Michelle has been raising awareness to suicide and learning the signs and talking to others. Michelle misses Buddy, and he's missed by many, and she says, "I hope that you are at peace. Please continue to watch over your family. Your sister, Michelle." Wearing silver beads, symbolizing the military or first responders, is Robert. His friend, Stephen Alexander Chandler, was a loving husband, father, friend, and brother. He's deeply missed by everyone that has ever known him. He was not only a friend, but like a brother. Not a day goes by that Robert does not think of him. Robert is pouring silver sand because Stephen served as an active duty Army soldier for 6 years. He was a veteran at the time of his passing. Also wearing silver beads is Andrew. As a 20-year Marine who now lives with invisible disability, Andrew says, "I have had struggles with wanting to end my pain permanently. I know firsthand the struggles of our service people, both at home and overseas. It hurts my heart when I read the statistics of the number of military personnel who end their lives because they cannot deal with their mental, emotional, or physical anguish. My wife and I attend therapy together, and my life is much better now than it was 10 years ago. I hope that more military folks reach out for help to organizations like AFSP before they get overwhelmed. Help exists, just ask." Wearing gold beads to symbolize the loss of a parent is Kim. Her father died by suicide when Kim was 12 years old after a long battle with feeling not good enough and not loved enough. He battled most of his life with some form of depression. His last words in a letter to his family were, "A friend to everyone except himself." The AFSP is important to not only me, but millions of people around the United States. It means community support, raising awareness and research. It means knowing that you are not alone, and it means help. Kathy is wearing white beads, symbolizing the loss of her child, John David. Kathy says, "When you bear a child, you believe that you will have that child forever, all of your days. That's what Kathy knew August 3rd, 2001, when John David burst into their lives. They called him Rocket Man, Boots, or Boyfriend, nicknames so short and yet so long. At 15, he was a skateboarder, a terrain park skier, gifted musician. He told them he'd be a rock star. Kathy says, "I thought I'd have you for the rest of my days. As it turned out, I had you for all of yours. It isn't enough, but it's all I have. The memories will have to do." Wearing red beads to represent the loss of a spouse is Don. Don is walking for Charlene, his loving wife of 33 years. Through all of her struggles with depression and physical pain, she was always willing to help others. Whether a stranger stopped her and needed someone to talk to, or a friend was having a difficult time with her own struggles, Charlene was always available, putting her problems to the side for someone else. A true lover of cats, she would work to find a forever home for the unwanted. Don says, "Today and every day, you are so missed." Sarah wears green beads to symbolize a personal struggle. Sarah says, "While I have never actually attempted suicide, I have had suicidal thoughts several times in my life. Honestly, the only reason I never acted on it when I was younger was because I wanted to see what was next. After I became a mom, I didn't want to leave my child behind. I wanted to watch him grow up. I still struggle sometimes, but my husband and I attend therapy together to support each other and grow together. I'm glad that organizations like this exist to remove the stigma and give people like me and you hope." And Rusty is wearing blue beads, symbolizing support of the cause. We come to celebrate those supporting the mission of awareness and prevention of suicide. We promote compassion and care to those suffering from the thoughts of suicide and strive to enhance the opportunities and resources for those battling with daily mental health struggles. Suicide knows no demographic, no boundaries. Help us to establish a community of caring and acting individuals dedicated to the elimination of the loneliness and isolation that lead to these struggles, and to combine our efforts in support of our neighbors, friends, and family. All of you are courageous people. And for those watching, will you join us and lift up your hands to show your support to those that are here today and those in your heart and those you walk for in your life? You represent dedication, your commitment, and your strength as our community. We are united in our goal and determined to bring suicide prevention out of the darkness and save lives. The light of hope is always present. Talk can save lives, but it really does take a village. If we are to be successful, suicide prevention must become everyone's business. We can and will continue to make an impact against suicide. Everyone has a story to tell, whether you're here because you've lost someone to suicide, personally struggle, or here to support your friends. It's the stories that unite us. Please continue to tell your stories. This is the time to honor our loved ones and to honor ourselves. We are not alone on this journey.
Why I Wake Early by Mary Oliver. Hello, sun in my face. Hello, you who make the morning and spread it over the fields and into the faces of tulips and the nodding morning glories, and into the windows even of the miserable and the crotchety. Best preacher that ever was. Dear star that just happens to be where you are in the universe, to keep us from ever darkness, to ease us with warming touch, to hold us in the great hands of light. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Watch now as I start the day in happiness, in kindness. When I was asked to talk about self-care, this is the first thing that came to mind. Because self-care at its base is waking up. And seeing what is there. And allowing ourselves to be present in the moment. And what Mary Oliver sees here, and she has a wonderful way of making the ordinary sound extraordinary, is she talks about the sun, the literal star in the sky that keeps us from ever darkness. And being present to whatever it is that keeps us from darkness, that keeps us from that ever-present darkness, or darkness forever, the thing that keeps us going, the thing that gives us light, to acknowledge that, to search for it, to open our eyes and see it. That is the first part of self-care, is to wake up. It doesn't have to be early, like Mary Oliver, but the first step to caring for ourselves is to allow ourselves to be, and to greet the day at whatever time that is. Something else that I have found to be really important for those of us that are surviving this type of loss is self-compassion and permission to be here, to still be living and to be in this moment. And one of the things that has helped me get there is to remember to breathe. And so to finish up, I'm going to do a very short breathing exercise for you. It's equal breathing. It'll be breathing in to the count of 4 and then exhaling to the count of 4. And as we do this breathing, I will invite you to give your body permission to ease in tension, or to just be what it is, and for you to be here in this moment, supported by the chair or the ground that you are walking on, or wherever you are, to be supported in this moment while you breathe. All right. I'll invite you to breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I invite you to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. I am so glad that you are here today. Thank you.
of one voice. One people, one voice. A song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
Each year, an important part of our event is hearing motivational words from speakers, and this year we have an incredible lineup that we want to share with you. First up is Ames Hart. Ames is a business owner, life coach, and suicide prevention and intervention trainer with a passion to see hope enter everyone's story. She's also a loss and attempt survivor who understands the pain within both of those situations. Ames is the AFSP Virginia Board Chair and the co-chair of the Education and Training Committee. Ames?
Hi everyone, I'm Ames Hart. I'm the board chair for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Virginia chapter, and I am excited to welcome you to the 2020 Stevens City Out of the Darkness experience. And even though we can't all be together today to celebrate and to remember, we're all together in a new way. And we're excited that we're able to do this. So, does what we're doing today make this any less important? No, it doesn't. In fact, it's just as important as ever. What the money that you're raising is going to help do is to provide those trainings across the state that we've been doing for years. We want to continue doing those. It's also to help us provide the program Healing Conversations for those who've lost someone to suicide, to have someone to talk to after that occurs. For our advocacy team that goes and helps to talk to legislators about what are the best laws to put in place to help the citizens of Virginia and prevent suicide. There's also research that is done, and we help to provide that through the funds that we raise. So again, I want to thank you wholeheartedly. We stand with you in remembering those that you've lost and those that you love, and we are so excited and thankful for you to be a part of today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are highly appreciated. Take care.
And our next speaker, the People's Sheriff, Sheriff of Frederick County, Lenny Milholland.
Thank you, Barry. Hello, and thank you for showing your support and coming out for the Out of the Darkness Walk event scheduled today. My name is Sheriff Lenny Milholland, and I wanted to take a moment to express my heartfelt feelings to so many of you who are feeling and dealing with or have dealt with the loss of a friend or a loved one to suicide. Webster's describes suicide as the act of killing yourself because you do not want to continue living. Over the past 43 years of my police officer career, I have been to many suicides, more than I would like to even count. Every one of them, I would ask myself, what could I have done different to intervene and try to prevent the ultimate that took place? Several of these were friends and police officers doing the same job that I do every day. In Frederick County, there have been 14 suicides in 2019 and 5 so far in 2020. There were so many different reasons why these people ended their life, and at the end of the day, many had given up for whatever reason. There are many quotes about suicide, but one that I found was very true says that when you feel like giving up, just remember the reason why you held on for so long. In closing, I always tell people when we interact with somebody, that could be their last time for an attempt at peace in life before doing something tragic. Always treat people with compassion and respect because you never know what battle they're going through. Thank you.
Lenny, thank you so much for those inspiring words. And our final speaker is Sean Higdon. Sean is the manager of our Stevens City Starbucks. Sean?
Hello, my name is Sean Higdon, and I am the team captain for Team Stepping for All. I'm a father of 2 young sons, and my honor beads are blue, green, purple, and teal. And today I'm going to share a personal story with you all in hopes to bring some hope, resiliency, and light into your life. When I was growing up, I always knew that I was a little bit different than my brother and some other kids. I liked to play with dolls, I played school, and I knew, I wasn't the same, but life continued on. And it was when I got into middle school that I knew that I was gay, identified, and in that time, I still struggled with that identity and with the acceptance, and I was fearful to talk to my family about this. There was other things that happened in school that just, really made me bury that deep inside of me. So I continued this normal life, and through high school, I had a girlfriend. I ended up getting married, having children, and in that moment, I still just knew something wasn't complete. I felt incomplete in my life, and depression started to kick in a little bit. And a few years later, I was actually in a near fatal car accident. And it was in that moment that I knew that I had to be proud of who I am today. And I am a gay male. And I just wanted to bring this message to you all that, whatever walk of life you're coming from, however you identify, if you are struggling with this, that life gets better. There is hope. Don't give up. Tomorrow needs you. And with that message, I'd like to share a poem with you all today. And the poem starts with, "It takes a lot of courage to smile through your tears and from breaking a heart. But that's not what you'll need to rise up out of the ashes, a minute to crawl out of your sadness and make agreement with yourself. No matter how bad it looks right now, this moment does not define you. It takes a lot of character to laugh at your fears and look braver than you feel, but that's what you'll need to know that your fears are not real. To rise out of your helplessness and decide this moment will not defeat you. Just because you have lost something does not mean you have lost yourself. This is the time when you can let go of what you thought you needed to complete you. To look within you and to see you are complete, you are whole and beautiful just the way you are." And I hope this message, like I said, brings light and resiliency to you. And if you are struggling, do not be afraid to ask for help. We all need help. We all struggle a little bit in life. And just again, I want to let you know that tomorrow needs you. These are some positive words of encouragement that I have at my Starbucks location for myself, my customers, and my partners, just to read every day, just to bring a message of hope and resiliency. And I'd like to share them with you. You are worthy of love. It's not too late. Your mistakes do not define you. And most importantly, don't give up. I hope my message that I shared with you today brings hope, light, and resiliency to your life. And as I shared with you, our lives are not always easy, but I want you to know that you are not alone in this journey, and that if you are struggling, there are plenty of resources out there for you. And don't forget to just never give up.
This is a time of uncertainty, but it's also a time that proves the importance of connectivity. Right now, it's more important than ever that we pay attention to and take care of our own and others' physical and mental well-being. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves, checking in with family and friends, and finding ways to stay active during this time. If you or someone else you know is struggling, please remember these numbers and add them to your phones. The Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-8255, and 741-741 is the number for the crisis text line. You can text the word TALK to them, and they can help you. These numbers again are 1-800-273-TALK, or text the word TALK to 741-741.
Well, a world pandemic may have prevented us from getting together in person as a big community, but guess what? Hope was not canceled today. We appreciate the fact that you've joined us, and we encourage you to please take good care of yourselves following this event. Talk to others about this experience, how it impacted you, and if needed, As Winter said, reach out for assistance in the days and the weeks ahead. We hope that today has showed you that indeed you are not alone. There are others in this community that support you, and that there are others among you who are dedicated to ending suicide. Our event comes to a close this year with a different effect. It's a somber and emotional moment for all involved. Music will fill the air, just as our pictures of our loved ones will be shown with the candle of hope. The hope for a future where there's no need to walk out of the darkness, because mental health issues will be recognized and treated, and this experience is about turning hope into action. Thanks again for joining us today and supporting the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and our Out of the Darkness experience. Our mission, saving lives and bringing hope to those affected by suicide. It would not be possible without you, and we thank you. Stay well.
When I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Stormy seas, I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise